Hey y'all, welcome. This is the LCM Breakdown. I'm your host, Liam. These are my co-hosts, Cole, Michael, and we're going to just talk about a little bit of a problem in the sports world that's a reoccurring event. This is our first episode of the podcast where our episode name today is More Money, More Problems. And we're going to talk about basically young athletes basically getting handed a bunch of money, more money than they've ever seen in their life, basically, and how that kind of affects them negatively because of like where their background is and how like immature they are and stuff like that. So basically, we're just going to dive into a bunch of different sources that we have found and like real life examples of people that have been basically given all this money and have thrown it away either with bad financial decisions or bad decisions with the things they use that they spent a lot of their money to. So I'm going to get into mine. So my example is Henry Ruggs. So he was a bright star. He got drafted to the Raiders quite a while ago. He's a great wide receiver for them, and he had like a lot of abilities, and he definitely had a great potential, great future. But he basically got handed a whole bunch of money, like a huge bag with, you know how NFL is, like the players get millions and millions of dollars and stuff like that. And so he's just one of those players that he basically bought like a really nice Corvette, nice big sports car, with his new money. And as a Raider, they're not exactly. I mean, this is like a common idea that like the Raiders players, they don't do like the best things with their money. It's kind of like they're like the Georgia of the NFL, I suppose, but with like how there's just like they always do get in trouble with like legal stuff. But that's just a stereotype. I'm not gonna put that on Raiders fans. Sorry about y'all. And I hope that y'all do better with your draft pick next year, maybe Mendoza or whatever. But anyway, so back to it. Henry Ruggs, one night he was going very fast, like he was going over like 90 or 100 miles per hour.
150 miles an hour.
150, yeah.
He was drunk too.
He was drunk. It was bad. And so he crashed his Corvette, and he crashed it into this lady with, like, I think a kid or something like that. Yeah. And the lady basically just burned. And it was basically a fatal wreck, so he got charged with basically, I think, murder, right? So some sort of manslaughter.
Yeah.
Definitely, right? So, but yeah, he got sent to jail, and he lost it all, man. Like, just like that one night. So, I mean, with that, he didn't really have somebody that was by his side to take kind of control and have him be a little bit well more managed. But yeah, no, he was really arrogant, and he didn't really know what to do.
He didn't know what to do with his money. You buy a fast car. He didn't really know what to do with his money. You buy a fast car, you want to drive it fast.
Yeah.
That leads to disaster.
But yeah, no, he's basically he's gone to jail. I think he's got a date that he's gonna stand for, like maybe going on parole, but I think it's like in a year or two from now. But I'm pretty sure he won't be able to get back on parole. He'll be tried, but I'm pretty sure I mean, in my opinion, he messed up so badly by killing somebody that he should probably be sentenced for life by now. I mean, I don't know what y'all guys' thoughts are, but like he just threw it all away.
I thought he did get sentenced to life.
Yeah, they're putting him on. It's like Shawshank Redemption, or with the movie, like they always put the guy on trial, even though he was like for life, to like see if he like made better himself, basically.
Oh, okay.
But like, yeah. But no, I don't think there's a good chance of him getting out. Like, I know they put him into a lower security, as what I think I saw on the source, but yeah, he definitely messed up pretty bad though. So
yeah. And I think you can really kind of link that to the money, not knowing what to do with it.
Yeah. Okay.
Next up.
Wait, I have one more thing. That is kind of like he's become this kind of like superstar, right? And people are like afraid to like yell at him. Like everybody that was at I think he was at a club. Everybody that was at the club let him get in his car drunk and drive away. So the kind of accountability gets taken out of it when nobody wants to, like, they all want to be friends with you when you got all this money. So, like, that's also something you got to look out for. Like, he clearly didn't have a great support system either.
Well, there's also kind of an element of, he's a big-ass football player. You don't want to tell him no, he'll knock your lights out.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
So
that's something that needs to be, like, you got to have a good core support system.
Yeah.
With this.
Couple beers deep, too. That's the thing, too. Like, I feel like it comes back to soft skills at the end of the day, too, because a lot of these guys just keep on benefiting off of their talent and their athletic skills, which is great and all, but remember what Miss Griffith said back in class on Wednesday is that a lot of them, they kind of miss on these soft skills and basically don't have the best, like, ability to like connect and be able to like interact with people properly, and I think that gets overlooked a lot because a lot of these players, they don't get into like a lot of these jobs where they have to go under these things, like management, service work, retail, restaurant industry type of stuff, and basically they've been treated like this like machine athlete all their life, like a player basically, and not as much like a person. So you can put the blame on them, but you can also put the blame on people around them a lot too, to like kind of overlook how they've been raised as well.
Yeah. So next, I wanted to get into my example of this one's certainly not as tragic, but Clinton Portis lost $3.1 million to bad financial advice. He invested his money into a casino in Alabama that was shut down in 2012 based on the advice of his financial advisor, and so much of his money was lost due to that kind of bad investment. I think that athletes kind of learning who they can and can't trust with their money is another big thing that we need to kind of focus on. This is kind of a skill that anybody who's going into a career needs to learn, is how to properly network and know who wants best for your money.
I absolutely agree with that. Athletes, they need to know, like, they have all this money, but they're not exactly the best wealth managers in the world, so I definitely agree, like, there needs to be someone that's sort of intermediary that basically says, like, hey, this is a little bit, we can't do this, this isn't exactly the right thing to do, it's a little bit too risky, but yeah, they're kind of naive, I feel like, with all the money. It's like, well, if I lose this amount of money, I'm going to just make it back. I feel like it just doesn't work like that. Like, you have to, like, think smarter. You can't just throw this, because it adds on, basically, at the end of the day. It's kind of get bigger and bigger, and before they know it, they might be broke, or they might be out of a job before they lose all that. They might say that I can make all that money back, but then they might get kicked off the team. They might, I don't even know, but, they say, NFL, not for long, right? Players don't stay around if they don't have legacies. They'll get tossed, basically. Like, if you're not on your A game, like, you're not going to be there for long. But yeah, what do you have to say, Cole, about that?
Well, I like what you said there about like the NFL not being for long. I think that like these sports are so physically demanding that it could be taken away at like any second. Like, well, how you were saying, you might just like you might just get injured.
Brian Shazier.
Physically not able to play anymore.
Yeah.
And you're blowing all this money, and now you thought that you were going to be playing for, let's say, 10 years. You get injured in your second year, you've only made like $2 million. I mean, $2 million is still a lot of money, right? But if you're blowing through it because you thought that there was going to be more in the future, it's just
right.
Bad.
And there's really nothing for you to fall back on because you've focused so much on developing your athletic skills that you just can't do anything else.
Yeah.
If all you can do is play football and then you get injured and you can't play football anymore, oh, now what? Now you're flipping burgers at McDonald's.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know there's a bunch of memes about how like a guy like Geno Smith may not make it and he has to go like flip burgers at Wendy's. But at the end of the day, it kind of is like a little bit legit. Like it's a little bit now because like I mean, they went all to college and stuff like that, but they definitely had their mind on the big goal of going to the NFL, making it big. Not everybody is going to be a Patrick Mahomes, a Tom Brady, NFL caliber, big name superstar. Like you have to work for it if you're one of these guys on the practice squad or something like that. Or you're not going to have a paycheck before you know it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
I also feel like a lot of them don't get degrees. Like, because you can get drafted after 1 year of being in college. Yeah. You can getting a degree in 1 year. Right. So they are unfinished in school. So they haven't learned any stuff for another job outside of it. So yeah, that's that. All right, I'll go next, I guess.
All right.
So the player I want to talk about is a NBA legend, Allen Iverson. He was a 76er for a long time. He had an MVP season, multiple-time All-Star, made it to the championship, all that. Made over $150 million in his career, and he lost it all. And he did that by gambling and living a lavish lifestyle, which, I mean, I don't know how he blew $150 million.
That's insane.
I think it was all, he couldn't say no to, like, people that were close to him. Like, he would like, pretty much donate money to them as well. And so, he ended up getting a divorce and filed for bankruptcy during the divorce. But he did have kind of a redemption arc where when he signed with Adidas, he got a trust fund that he couldn't touch until he was 55, and that was worth about $50 million. And they were sending him yearly checks. And I think that Allen Iverson is just a good example of what not to do, and then kind of also a little bit what to do. Because him setting up that trust fund for himself in the future was a great decision. Like, if he could look back on it now and know that he was going to go through all this gambling, all this money, giving it away, throwing all these parties and stuff, that I think just Allen Iverson as a all is good and bad. I think he's a good example of what to do and not to do.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you think, like, Allen Iverson, do you think he had the gambling addiction, maybe like the levels of Michael Jordan, basically, like something like that, or was it worse?
I don't know. I mean, it probably, I don't know. Maybe Michael Jordan was a better gambler, won more often. I don't know how bad he was.
Right.
But I mean, I think we can look at both of them and consider them success stories. I mean, Michael Jordan owns a NASCAR team now, so he's doing just fine. But yeah, I think, like you said, AI is a great example of what to do and what not to do. Just kind of setting up this cushion for yourself just in case of, emergency, in case you lose it all, is something that I think a lot of athletes can benefit from.
Yeah. And I think that that he's like one of those examples of like the public image. If you just keep that public image off, like he had a decorated career. He was a great player. Like he made a lot of great things happen for Philly, and I mean the whole entire town like loves him and stuff like that. That can go a long way too, like to be able to like be connected with the community and stuff like that, and to be around the game of basketball basically, and like kind of regaining the trust of everybody too. Like yeah, all that stuff happened, but I mean he was good enough at that point, like so Adidas could strike a deal with him, because like if he did something worse, like it was really bad, Adidas is not going to want their name attached with that sort of like brand image of him being a bad player. So I mean, if like I'm saying, like if you're not like Allen Iverson, maybe you're just like an average Joe, like just trying to get by in the NBA, NFL, NHL, one of those guys, make sure like your life skills are good. Make sure you have something to fall back on for sure, like get a trust fund or something like that. I mean, AI is a great example, but I'm just saying for all those like average Joes, NFL players out there, all these guys in professional sports, like they just gotta make sure they have that sort of like idea that you got to make sure you got to keep your life skills up at the same time. Like obviously all the athletic stuff is huge and stuff like that, but you got to kind of go out and make a difference in the community. Just like be a nice person, you know what I'm saying? Like don't forget about those skills and have technical skills to fall back on if the whole like sports thing doesn't work out. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to something that anybody, not just athletes, should take to heart, is that you want to be kind of a well-rounded human being. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, you know. You don't want to focus entirely on one aspect of your life and neglect everything else, because then if you lose that aspect of your life, then you have nothing left. So kind of just living a well-rounded life, I think, is the core takeaway to all of these situations.
Mm-hmm. And good money management. If you're not good at managing money, get someone that's good at managing money for you to do that work. You know what I'm saying? Like it just comes down to your decision at the end of the day, like how naive or how mature you're gonna be. Like there's levels to it, you know, and you just gotta pick, you know. But I feel like a lot of these young athletes are going down the wrong rabbit hole and stuff like that. So this was just a good like episode today, just to talk about how we're basically trying to enlighten the idea upon young athletes that you need to know like and be smart with when you're in that first big paycheck. That's like a decent amount, over $1,000, like up to the hundreds and thousands, and then even like the millions. So you know. All right, any of you guys last words, or think we just hit the nail? Right?
Yeah, I think we're all good.
Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for watching.